come together not just to honor the start of a relationship, but to recognize a love that already exists. Today marks the 14th year that Keith and Ed have been together as a couple. We are gathered for the celebration, blessed by the presence of those who believe that love is the most sacred expression of the divine, to join together Keith Bertrand and Ed Whitmore in marriage. Their relationship is also known by many names: Keith and Ed, E. Michael and Keith, or as Justin and Oric. Yet the essence of their love and commitment by any name is the acceptance of one another in his entirety as soulmate, companion, and friend. It is not a decision to be entered into lightly, but has been undertaken with great consideration and respect for each other. May you find room for the beautiful things of the Spirit, and make your search for the good and the beautiful a common search. May yours be a relationship in which the independence is equal, and the dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. Remember that standing together never means dissolving your individual selves into each other, but indeed means the strengthening of the individuality of each. A good marriage evolves when two distinct souls face life's joys and sorrows in harmony. Ed and Keith, in presenting yourselves here today to be forever united, you perform an act of faith. In the quiet of this very special moment, we pause to give thanks for all the rich experiences of life that have brought Keith and Ed to this high point in their lives. We are especially grateful for the values that have flowed into them from those who have loved them and nurtured them and directed them along life's way. With the blessings of each of all of our faiths, we are grateful. And now Ben Martin, a good friend, will offer his wishes for Ed and Keith.
In the future, happy occasions will come as surely as the morning. Difficult times will come as surely as the night. When things go joyously, meditate. When things go badly, meditate. Meditation, in the manner of the compassionate Buddha, will guide your life. To say the words love and compassion is easy, but to accept that love and compassion are built upon patience and perseverance is not easy. Thank you.
And now let us join together in singing hymn number 391 in the Grade Hymn, Voice Still and Small.
Sing
one another, the accomplishments that you shall enjoy, and joy in the accumulation of the time that you share, understanding that your interests and desires will not always be the same, friendship based on mutual trust, courage to speak of a misunderstanding and to work on a solution before the setting of the sun, compassion to comfort each other in pain and in sorrow, foresight to realize that rainbows do follow rainy days, imagination to keep with you part of the child you used to be, mirth from your sense of humor, awareness to live each day in all that life may present, the good and the bad, the successes and failures. May you be blessed by the love you share. Now Kieran Ralph, a friend of the couple, will offer this reading from The Origin of Love by John Michael Cameron, based upon the speech by Aristophanes during Plato's Symposium.
When the earth was still flat, and the clouds made of fire, and the mountains stretched up to the sky, sometimes higher, folks roamed the earth like big rolling kegs. They had 2 sets of arms and 2 sets of legs. They had 2 faces peering out of one giant head so they could watch all around them as they talked while they read. And they never knew nothing of love. It was before the origin of love. There were 3 sexes then, one that looked like 2 men glued up back to back, called the children of the sun. In similar shape and girth were the children of the earth. They looked like 2 girls rolled up in one. The children of the moon were like a fork shoved on a spoon. They were part sun, part earth, part daughter, part son. Now the gods grew quite scared of our strength and defiance. Thor said, I'm going to kill them all with my hammer like I killed the giants. And Zeus said, no, you better let me use my lightning like scissors, like I cut the legs off the whales and dinosaurs into lizards. Then he grabbed up some bolts and he let out a laugh. He said, I'll split them right down the middle and cut them right up in half. And then storm clouds gathered above into great balls of fire. And then fire shot down from the sky in bolts like a shining blade of a knife. It ripped right through the flesh of the children of the sun and the moon and the earth. Then an Indian god sewed up the wound into a hole and pulled it right round our belly to remind us of the price we paid. Osiris and the gods of the Nile gathered up a big storm to blow a hurricane to scatter us away in a flood of wind and rain, and a sea of tidal waves to wash us all away. And if we don't behave, they'll cut us down again, and we'll be hopping around on one foot and looking through one eye. Last time I saw you, we had just split in 2. You were looking at me and I was looking at you. I could swear by your expression that the pain down in your soul was the same as the one down in mine. That pain, it cuts right down a straight line through the heart. We call it love. So we wrapped our arms around each other, trying to shove ourselves back together. We were making love. It was a cold, dark evening such a long time ago. It was a sad story how we became lonely 2-legged creatures. It's the story of the origin of love.
Keith and Ed, you have been together for 14 years, through the very best and the hardest of your days, in times of success, failure, good fortune, and sadness. Through all that life's testing could bring, in all its myriad of forms and tricks, yet your love has endured. Today you have chosen to make a public statement of that love, to bind you together in marriage with these vows you have pledged to one another. Keith, would you please repeat after me? Ed, I promise to be your lover.
Ed, I promise to be your lover.
companion and friend, your ally in conflict, your greatest fan, and your toughest adversary, your playmate through the good times, your comfort in times of grief, your comrade in adventure, your strength in times of need, your student and your teacher, your accomplice in mischief, and most of all, your partner in life, as long as we both shall live. Ed, would you please repeat after me? Keith, I promise to be your lover,
Keith, I promise to be your lover,
companion and friend, your ally in conflict, your greatest fan, and your toughest adversary, your playmate through the good times, your comfort in times of grief, your comrade in adventure, your strength in times of need, your student and your teacher, your accomplice in mischief, and most of all, your partner in life, as long as we both shall live. A circle is a symbol of the sun, the moon, the earth, and of the eternal universe of wholeness, perfection, and peace. The rings that you give and receive on this day represent your endless commitment to the love and friendship that you bring to your marriage. May I please have Ed's ring? Keith, would you please repeat after me? With this ring, I marry you, and I pledge my faithful love. May this ring be blessed by the promise you have made and by the love you share from this time forth. May you place it on, please. Ed, would you please repeat after me? With this ring, I marry you, and pledge my faithful love. May this ring be blessed by the promise you have made and by the love you share from this time forth. To Keith and Ed, who have gathered to pledge their love and to join their lives, may theirs always be a shared adventure, rich with moments of sincerity, as well as excitement and foolishness, vital with the problems that test, as well as successes that uplift and mark with a sense of mutual trust. May they find in each other companionship as well as love, understanding as well as compassion, challenge as well as agreement. And may the home that they have established be an island where the pressures of the world can be sorted out, where the tensions can be understood and released, and where the personal needs do not tower over concern for others, and where the immediate does not blur the distant goals. And finally, where the warmth of humor and love puts both crisis and dullness in perspective. In each of the days to come, may they be forever blessed by the strength of each and every faith tradition here today that has honored and embraced their love for one another. May all that life brings to them strengthen the bond that they have declared. And may all their loved ones, those both present and those unable to be present, continue to rejoice in the warmth of the love that has united them. May they be a source of comfort and joy, counsel and strength to one another. and be blessed by the strength of their love, now and forevermore. And now, having come before me and these witnesses, having exchanged vows and given and received rings, by the authority invested in me by the Unitarian Universalist Church and the state of New York, I pronounce you legally married. Keith and Ed, you may kiss the groom.